Welcome to the Academy of English Excellence. Today, we are eliminating a massive source of frustration for English learners once and for all. We are not opening a dry grammar book, and we are not memorizing boring charts. Instead, we are unlocking the pure, simple logic behind two of the most confused verbs in the English language, say and tell. If you have ever stood frozen in a conversation, wondering whether you should use said or told, your problem is not your intelligence or your English level. The problem is how you were taught. Today, we are changing that habit instantly. Let's dive straight into the master logic. To master these two verbs, stop thinking about rules and start visualizing communication as a physical package. Imagine you are holding a physical box that contains a message. When your focus is on the person receiving the box, you use tell. When your focus is on the words inside the box or just releasing the words into the air, you use say. That is the entire foundational secret. One cares deeply about the listener. The other cares only about the speech itself. Let's break each one down with practical examples you can use immediately. The word tell has a very specific job in English. It cannot function without a target. Every single time you use the verb tell, you must have a person or a group of people immediately following it who receive the information. Think of it as a direct arrow pointing from your mouth to another human being. The basic formula is always tell plus the person or the target. Let's look at how this operates in the past tense, which is told, as this is where most conversations live. Example number 1. I told my boss that I finished the project. In this sentence, the boss is your target person. Example number 2. She told me a fascinating secret. The word me is the direct target person. Example number 3. We told the students to prepare for the assessment. The students are the target group. Notice how smooth and logical that is. If you remove the person, the sentence collapses. You cannot simply say, I told that I finished the project. Your brain immediately asks, who did you tell? You must have that target. The exact same logic applies when you are keeping information back or hiding a fact. The negative form is didn't tell, and it still demands a target person right after it. Example number 4. I didn't tell anyone my account password. The word anyone acts as your target. Example number 5. They didn't tell the manager about the scheduling mistake. Example number 6. He didn't tell his family that he passed the driving interview. Now, there are 4 famous phrases where native speakers use tell without explicitly naming the person right after it. However, they follow a hidden logic. They all represent a complete, large package of narrative information. You should memorize these 4 phrases as single blocks. First, tell a story. For example, my grandfather loved to tell stories about his youth. Second, tell the truth. For example, in a court of law, you must tell the truth. Third, tell a lie. For example, it is always better to face the consequences than to tell a lie. Fourth, tell a secret. For example, can I trust you not to tell a secret to the rest of the team? In all 4 cases, you are delivering a heavy chunk of structured data, a story, a fact, an untruth, or hidden information. That is why tell is the natural choice. Now, let's completely shift gears and look at say. The past tense of say is said. The fundamental rule for say is the exact opposite of tell. Say focuses purely on the words coming out of your mouth. We do not care about the person listening. In fact, you can use say when you are completely alone in an empty room. There is no target arrow. You are simply releasing sounds and words into the atmosphere. The formula is say plus the words or the direct quote. Let's look at how this behaves in daily English. Example number 1. John said, "I am extremely hungry." Here, you are focusing on the exact words that left John's lips. Example number 2. The traffic sign says stop. The sign doesn't have ears. It cannot be telling a person directly in a grammatical sense. It is simply displaying words. Example number 3. What did you say when you saw the beautiful ocean view? I said, wow. The word wow was just released into the air. When you produce 0 words, or when specific words were never spoken, you use didn't say. Example number 4. I stayed completely quiet during the presentation. I didn't say a single word. Example number 5. She didn't say anything about her new job offer. Example number 6. Please don't be angry. I didn't say that to offend you. In all of these examples, notice the total absence of a person immediately following the verb. You don't see said me or said him. It is just the verb followed by the words or a pronoun representing the words, like anything, nothing, or that. As an educator at the Academy of English Excellence, I see thousands of students fall into the exact same 2 traps. Let's expose them right now so you can avoid them forever. Trap number 1 is saying said him or said me. This is the single most common mistake in English. Students frequently translate directly from their native languages and say sentences like, he said me his name, or I said him good morning. This sounds incredibly jarring to a native speaker because your brain is trying to force a target person onto a verb that is designed only to carry words. The fix is to swap it for tell. You should say, he told me his name, or I told him good morning. Or, if you want to keep the verb say, simply remove the person and say, I said good morning. Trap number 2 is the clumsy phrase said to me. Some students realize that say cannot take a direct person, so they try to fix it by adding the word to. They say things like, he said to me to leave the office, or she said to him that she was tired. While said to me is technically grammatically legal in some specific contexts, it is incredibly heavy, slow, and unnatural in real daily conversations. Native speakers always choose the shortest, smoothest path. The fix is to replace said to me with the dynamic past tense of tell. Instead of saying, he said to me to go, say, he told me to go. It cuts out the extra preposition and makes you sound instantly fluent. To lock this logic deep inside your subconscious mind, let's look at a few identical situations where changing the verb completely changes the psychological focus of the sentence. Consider scenario A, comparing releasing words versus informing a target. Sentence 1. Please say hello. Sentence 2. Please tell him hello. Look at the difference. In sentence 1, the focus is entirely on the physical action of making the sound hello come out of your lips. In sentence 2, the focus is on the human interaction, passing that greeting like a package directly to the target person, him. Consider scenario B, comparing textual content versus narrative delivery. Sentence 1. The email says that the meeting is canceled. Sentence 2. The manager told us that the meeting is canceled. In sentence 1, the email is a piece of text displaying specific words, so we use says. In sentence 2, a real human being actively delivered a package of information to a specific audience, making told the correct, natural choice. Let's test your brain right now with a practice lab. I am going to read 5 real-world scenarios. I will pause for a brief moment, and I want you to mentally fill in the blank with either say, said, tell, or told. Number 1. Can you please blank me the time? The answer is tell, because the word me is sitting right there acting as your target person. Number 2. What did the teacher blank when the alarm rang? The answer is say, because we are asking about the exact words that came out of the teacher's mouth, and there is no target person following the blank. Number 3, I accidentally blank a lie to my partner yesterday. The answer is told, because you must remember our special package phrases. You always tell a lie. Number 4, don't listen to him. He didn't blank anything useful. The answer is say, because the word anything represents the content and the words, not a target person. Number 5, my coworker blank everyone that she was quitting. The answer is told, because everyone is the target group receiving the news. As we conclude today's session here at the Academy of English Excellence, let's cement this knowledge into your mind so you never have to guess again. Whenever you are about to speak, take a millisecond to look at the structure of your thought. If you are pointing your message directly at an individual, your automatic choice is tell or told. If you are simply stating a fact, quoting a line, reading a sign, or expressing a thought without focusing on a specific listener, your automatic choice is say or said. Stop translating blindly from your native tongue. Trust the internal logic of English. The more you visualize the target person for tell and the physical words for say, the faster your brain will build the correct pathways. Thank you for tuning directly into this lesson. Review these practical examples throughout your week. Practice saying them aloud to train your muscle memory, and I will see you in our next deep dive session designed to bring your communication skills to absolute perfection. Keep practicing, keep analyzing logically, and enjoy your journey to English fluency.